What is happening, old school scares? Welcome back to the channel. Today I figured I'm on this outdoor walk. We've had a cold winter in New England for the first time in a few years. And one of the things I love in horror movies is when they can actually convey a sense of cold. And I don't think they do a great job. I think if you can get that true sense of isolation, of cold, of dread, there's three horror movies that come to mind that I figured I'd share with you to kind of get you in that winter mindset and thinking about those cold, wintry horror movies. So I'm going to give you three movies. I'm going to go in order of when the movies came out. So I'm going to talk about the oldest one I like. And you can use either version of this movie because I actually think both of them do a great job. You can do from the 1950s, The Thing from Another World, or you can do John Carpenter's pseudo remake from the early 1980s, The Thing. These movies both take place in the Antarctic. They're both scientific expeditions that find an alien in the snow, and they're both isolated in the coldest, bleakest environment on Earth, and they do a great job of transmitting that sense of cold through the film. Both movies have great casts. Both movies are ensemble pieces. There's this really cool piece of, dread that goes through both. The Thing from Another World uses a really cool, sense of isolation and of being locked up by using doorways as a really cool plot device to kind of give you that sense of dread, where The Thing from the 1980s has a sense of dread by never knowing who is potentially the alien. So I would tell you, both great movies do an incredible job. 30 Days of Night from the early 2000s. Josh Hartnett. This movie is such a cool premise, right? When you get to certain parts in the world, you have several days of daylight or several days of no daylight, right? So this is basically taking place in Alaska once the sun has gone down, and they won't see the sun for essentially 30 days in a row. So A Vampire Haven, another great movie where the movie is set up with the vampires, but also the cold as part of the antagonist. It's dark, it's cold, there's no refuge, there's nowhere to hide. And the vampires know that they have 30 days essentially to kind of root everybody out, and they're on this feeding frenzy. What a really cool concept for a vampire movie. And I can't believe no one had done it before, but I just think it's very well done. Again, another movie where the cold is as much of a threat as the vampires are. I think just another really cool, great monster movie. Now I'm gonna bring it home with the third movie I'm gonna talk about, which is Frozen. And no, I'm not talking about the Disney movie. You gotta let that go. I'm talking about the Adam Green movie from 2010, when three friends get stranded in a ski resort on a ski lift by a miscommunication. And this is going on when the ski lift is only open on the weekends. They're there on a Sunday night, and they know that they're stuck on the ski lift for the next 4 or 5 days. And they can't survive without food. They can't survive in the cold, the hypothermia. There are obviously parts of nature that come into play. I think this is the scariest out of the three because it's the most realistic. There is a great sense of dread, a sense of isolation, and that sense of cold. And one of the things I found with the movies that are really good from that winter theming is they tie the isolation piece in with the cold piece. So, I'm out on my walk today. I walk outside every day as part of my fitness routine. If you haven't seen it so far, I also have a fitness channel on YouTube. I've lost over 100 pounds. I work out pretty regularly, but I've been walking a lot this year, and we've had a ton of days where it's been really, really cold, single digits, negative wind chill, where we're dressed all the way up. And it just got me thinking about some of these great horror movies that convey this sense of cold and this sense of dread. So I figured I'd share it with you. Three awesome movies. We'll call it three, but it's four, right? Because you can do The Thing from Another World or The Thing. Either version is great. It just depends on if you're looking for more of a 50s monster movie vibe with a little less gore, maybe something you can watch more with the family, or a practical effect gore fest with The Thing from the early 80s. So two awesome movies, 30 Days of Night, and then Frozen from 2010. So please check those out if you haven't so far. If you're looking for something good in the winter, we got a couple more months before it's gonna start to warm up. So on a cold night, if you wanna throw in a great winter horror movie, these are three awesome choices you have. So as always, stay scary. If you haven't done so far, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll talk to you real soon.